Hey guys, you're watching Keepin It Real with Vasavi, and today's question comes from Randy, and he says, Vasavi, I've tried so hard to create new habits and patterns, and I do really well for a few days, and then I fall back. So my question is, what are some steps to take in order to prevent fallback into old habits and patterns? Randy, great question. It happens to the best of us. So the first thing is, I want you to notice it, okay? So before we even get into that, just notice first if you're making yourself wrong, if you're blaming yourself, because guess what? If you have shame, if you have blame, there is no gain. In fact, it's going to make it worse, and it's going to perpetuate the cycle of moving a few steps forward and falling a few steps back. So just remember that behavior is an extension of your mindset. So if you're behaving a certain way, don't focus on the actual thing that you're doing, focus on what's really the mindset behind it. So that's really what I want you to notice. So when you find yourself falling back into old habits and patterns, don't try to go and fix it right away. Just stop and ask yourself, what's going on in here that's having me fall back into these patterns and acting this way and saying these things, whatever it is. You just gotta notice it first, because awareness is everything. But after you notice it and you start to really look at the thoughts behind your actions, you want to own it, right? There's nothing to be victimized about. You're not wrong, you're not bad, but just take responsibility, like, oh wow, I got back into patterns again. I started having self-defeating behaviors. Okay, this is what I do, but this is not who I am. Big difference. So you want to own it, you want to take responsibility, and you want to remember that the power is in your hands. Just because you fall back, like I said, it happens. It doesn't mean you're powerless. It doesn't mean that you're less than or you're small. You still have the power to make a shift just like that. And so I have to emphasize that wallowing in shame and self-pity is not going to move you forward at all. Okay, so a more powerful place to come from is like, okay, I created this. All right, I fell back into old patterns. What do I got to do about it now? And the last thing is choose it. Right, Randy? At the end of the day, you have a choice. You have a choice whether you want to fall back into patterns or if you want to keep moving forward. But remember this, that you do have the power. You can do, be, and have anything that you want. And remember that it all starts with your mindset. So if you want more Keepin It Real videos, then go to my website at vasavikumar.com. They're free, they're weekly, they come straight to your inbox, and pay it forward. If you know someone that needed to hear today's Keepin It Real video, then send it to them. And until next time, keep it real.